when you see somebody, it's just hard today. Now, we know it hurts us to see a young man with his pants off his butt and his shorts hanging. It hurts us. It don't hurt you to see that? Fred, what about you? What about you? It hurts us to see that. Because we know that that's something that's a fad that they picked up. They don't know anything about it, and it looks horrible. And it's just disrespectful for me to walk out there and show everybody my underwear. There's no respect.
Your first appearance is everything, you know, so first time you meet somebody and your pants is down to your ankles and your knees, they don't respect you. You know, and me as a man, I take respect first. It don't make you no less of a man or anything like that, but I just think it's just how you carry yourself.
It hurts us, but we won't say nothing most of it. We tried, and we say, well, if I say something to him, he might have a gun, he might do this. So we gotta bide our time and say it when we want to say it, who to, but we know we don't like it. That's our problem.
I just feel like the older generation forgets. They forget where they were teenagers too at one time, and they had their own style and their own clothes and what they think is right. And I feel like we make mistakes, and we like our own stuff right now. So I just think they should have some type of understanding. I feel like if they remember where they came from and how they acted when we were our age, I think they'll understand a lot more and understand where we're coming from.
These old folks, man, don't be so quick to judge us, man. Not everybody is, we do have our knuckleheads, but at the same time, you got them ones that actually doing something for themselves and doing something for the community.
We don't let it get too far on some things.
The culture is changing. It's a new generation, things change. I think that my generation has, like a lot of people smoke, drink at like my age now, and I do kind of agree with the fact that some of us out there, growing up too fast. I believe that as a young person in this generation, you need discipline, and you need to be able to not do what other people do. But for the older generation, give us a chance.
It goes both ways. We wrong, and then they not so much wrong as they need a little bit more understanding on what we do. Let us make our mistakes.
Call them out when they're wrong. Call us out when we're wrong. I think that honesty is the best thing. So many times we'll, as a generation, we'll turn our head. We know it's wrong, but we'll turn our head.
I can't communicate with them. They can't communicate with us. And then for the younger generation, we can't communicate with them.
Facebook, Instagram, a lot of different things like that. So sometimes the older generation don't understand the newer generation.
I mean, it ain't just all on the young folks because, we got the social media and all that. Well, these young folks just, they do get influenced real fast and easy. Peer pressure is a mother.
Well, you gotta get involved. That's the key. You're gonna turn it around. Everybody got to get involved. Yeah, everybody got to get involved.
And like he said, we need to stick together, come together some type of way, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take years, but hey, we got to start somewhere.
I think the music nowadays is trash. Straight trash.
So I like the music scene. It don't bother me at all.
They're talking about literally nothing. My generation, which was rap, what they're talking about helps me survive out here on the streets.
Yeah, if you go back in the '60s and you listen to the records that we listened to, you will hear them say, I want to get married. She's my lady. I love her. We want to have a family. Everything is positive. Now all I want to do is sex you up.
You ain't got to listen to it. Not like that, but if you don't like it, don't listen to it.
Another issue that I just thought about that really is hurting our community. It's teen pregnancy.
There's a lot of kids now giving birth to babies that's like 16, 15, and they can't even really take care of their kids, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of messing the cycle up too. Like younger kids having babies and, they out in the club, doing this and they ain't even around their babies.
In the 60s, when I was a kid, if a girl got pregnant and she wasn't married, it was a fucking scandal. Now, you're lucky to find a girl graduating from Washington High School that ain't had an abortion or been pregnant.
Yeah, it has changed. It has changed. But we can't give up. We gotta stay positive.
It's not totally on the youth because, you know, you have to get some guidance from somewhere. So if you're not getting the guidance, then, you know, what path do you take?
You know, that's not your son or that's not your brother or your little nephew, whatever he is, though, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the learning and teaching.
You have teachers that are spending more times with kids than the actual parents are, you know, or if you do have a kid that plays any kind of sports, you know, that for all intents and purposes, that coach probably is like their father figure. You know, they see these coaches or they see people at school more than they see their own parents. So
Except if you leave it up to the school to tell our story, and one thing, you get a slant on it. It gets diluted.
If you rely on other people to write your history, they're gonna get it wrong every time.
Correct.
And that's factual. So we have to take responsibility for our children not knowing our history. We can't say it's the school's fault. We gotta teach them. We're supposed to let them know. Yeah, we can blame it on the system, the educational system, but we also have to blame it on ourselves for not knowing our history, where you came from, how many people died, grandfather clause, poll taxes, getting hung, getting shot, just for a right to vote. And you would say, oh no, I have to vote. No way you're gonna stop me from voting.
I ain't voted. To be honest, I ain't voted, but is it really gonna count? I'm not saying that, you know, is really our vote really gonna count?
Definitely. I think that voting is very important because a lot of people tend to complain about what's going on in the government, and if you want to take action in some way, voting is always one of the best ways to do it, because the people we have in office are the people who are doing what you don't like. So the solution to that is getting up and voting for who you think would support your ideas.
I was in court the other day. I saw a guy sitting in court. Every inch of his face had a tattoo on. Now, when he does eventually get out of prison, who's gonna hire him? Except for a tattoo parlor. Guys can't put together, a lot of these guys can't put together a sentence.
So I got tattoos. I get judged every day. I'm really a cool dude, though.
We didn't have the same gang problems that they have nowadays.
Drugs and gangs have been just terrible for our community. But the crack and gangs, man, that tore us up. A lot of individuals never had a chance. They got involved in that, and you just cross them out.
Gangbang.
Gangbang?
Yeah.
You feel heavily influenced by gangbang?
Yeah, because you gotta watch where you at sometimes, you know. Because there's been times that you got pulled up on, hopped out on, you know. It's real out here.
You know, we gotta meet at a certain point where it's like, man, enough is enough.
Try to bring the positive aspects out. That's why as you look around, you'll see black men that have been something in life. Not the ones that made all the money, but the ones that have meant something, who died for something, who lived for a cause, not just for bettering themselves.
People just want that first claim to fame. I just want this hit, and that's it. And nothing else, not even for the art of it or for the love of it.
So many of our young people today, they want the quick rise to wealth. Professional athletes, entertainers, a lot of rappers with bling, people that have made lots of money in the short term. We've got to turn that around. It would be nice if we had 50 more Obamas for people to look up to show that if you work hard, you can accomplish much.
A lot of it has to do with listening. Listen, we have to listen to the youth as well as we want them to listen to us.
You know, just make an effort of just listen. I know how it is. I used to be young, so I know how it is. Shit. Sometimes right now I still don't want to listen to my mama, but you know, she been there, done that.
I mean, we can't tell them just constantly go out and do this, do that, be right, or do the right things and make the positive choices. But then you also got to listen to them.
We in this together. You know what I'm saying? It's not me versus you or us versus them. It's just us, and that's it.
I was in the shop and a young man brought his son in, and I was amazed. He had braids, he had tattoos, his pants were sagging, he didn't have a shirt on, and he had his telephone. He was just taking pictures of on the walls of all the pictures I had. If this young man was interested in looking at those pictures, then I'm doing the right thing. And that's why I keep the history of us going. Before, if you let someone else write your history, they're gonna get it wrong every time. So We're working on it. It's a project still in motion.
Yes, indeed.